For today's video, I'm doing my first ever 82-0 challenge here in NBA 2K26. I will be choosing the Los Angeles Lakers as our team, so let's get into the fantasy draft and see where we end up. Hopefully we do end up with a top 10 pick, and it looks like we do end up with the 9th overall pick, which is really amazing for us. That means we're going to be able to draft ourselves a really good player. Let's see who we're going to be selecting. So on the board, we still have ourselves Stephen Curry, Jaylen Brown, Jalen Brunson. We still have a lot of good options here. And I think I want to start off with a point guard, maybe drafting ourselves Cade Cunningham. He's a player that we could build around going into the future. And now we're here in the second round with our pick. I believe it's a 20th overall pick if I'm not mistaken, but what I'm going to do is only select the first 5 picks that we have, and then I'll let the simulation select the rest of the players. So we already got ourselves a point guard. That sucks because now we have Trae Young and De'Aaron Fox as the top overall players who we could have selected, but of course now that wouldn't make much sense. For the second round pick, I've decided we're going to be drafting De'Aaron Fox, and the reason for that is we could either have De'Aaron Fox be the shooting guard or Cade Cunningham. Cade Cunningham is 6'6", so running him at the shooting guard position should not be a problem. And now in the third round, we have ourselves the 9th overall pick. Let's see which players we could select. So we still have players like Domantas Sabonis, Rudy Gobert, Jarrett Allen on the board. There's still some pretty good selections here. And with the third round pick, we're going to go ahead and take Trey Murphy. He's on a pretty good contract, a 4-year, $112 million contract, whereas these players are on much larger contracts. So I'm going to go ahead and select Trey Murphy III. Now it's our turn here in the fourth round. We do need ourselves a big man. So let's see which big mans are left here. We also need a power forward. So either we're going to be drafting a power forward or a center. I was planning on taking Zach Edey, I believe, but he got selected sadly, and now there's only players like Isaiah Hartenstein. But Isaiah Hartenstein's on a huge contract. I don't want to be paying him $28 million. So for the center position, the players that are 80 overall and above are on pretty large contracts. So what I'm planning on doing is trying to wait until the next round and then drafting Ryan Kalkbrenner. So for now, what we're going to do is go ahead and draft ourselves Jaden McDaniels, who's a really good defender, and we need defense on our team as well if we're trying to go 82-0. And in the 5th round, once again, we have the 9th overall pick. I believe this is our third 9th overall pick in the first round, second round, and now the 5th round. And hopefully Ryan Kalkbrenner is still here, and thankfully he is. So we're going to go ahead and draft Ryan Kalkbrenner. Well, actually, you know what? I was planning on drafting Ryan Kalkbrenner, but I think we could try and risk it and hopefully have him around for the next round. So what I'm going to do is draft Andrew Nembhard, who's on a really good contract. He could be the backup point guard. We're going to go ahead and draft him. He's really good in 2K simulation, so I'm hoping that Ryan Kalkbrenner falls to us in round 6. And the Cavaliers just took Scoot Henderson. I was not sure. I did not even know that Scoot Henderson was still around. If I knew, we most definitely would have been drafting him, but that sucks. And now we have ourselves a late 6th round pick. I'm not sure. It looks like the 20-something overall pick we're going to be having. So hopefully Ryan oh my god, the Denver Nuggets go ahead and draft Ryan Kalkbrenner. So yeah, Jakob Poeltl makes the most sense as of right now. He is on a pretty large contract, on a 5-year, $123 million contract, but maybe we could trade him in the regular season. But as of right now, we will be drafting him, and then I'm going to simulate the rest of the draft, and I'll show you guys what the roster will be looking like. And here we are after all the players we drafted. This is what the roster is looking like, and I'm not too mad. The simulator actually did a pretty good job at drafting players. It looks like we drafted Draymond Green, so he will be the starting power forward as of right now. Unless we decide to trade him, obviously, but this is what the roster will be looking like. We also got ourselves a good backup center in Clint Capella. And before we start simulating this season, let's take a look at what the 9-man rotation will be looking like. I did change De'Aaron Fox's position from point guard to shooting guard, and now he's going to be the brand new starting shooting guard. But in the starting lineup, we have Cade Cunningham, De'Aaron Fox, Jaden McDaniels, Draymond Green, and Jakob Poeltl. And then off the bench, we have Trey Murphy, Andrew Nembhard, Harrison Barnes, and Clint Capella. I believe we have a pretty good mix here of offense and defense, but let's see how we do here in the regular season. The first game up against the Golden State Warriors, we lose 108-130. So just like that, this season, of course, the 82-0 challenge is not going to happen. That was pretty obvious. We're still going to have to pull off massive trades. But Cade Cunningham did play really well here, dropping 34, 11, and 7. And I would really appreciate it if you guys could take a quick second and out of your time to hit that thumbs up button and also subscribe if you're new. Thank you guys so much on helping me hit 500 subscribers. It really does mean the world to me, and now we're on the road to 1,000 subs, so please hit that subscribe button. And the next game we have is up against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Will we be able to defeat them? We do defeat the Timberwolves 127-108, where Cade Cunningham dropped 34 points. I do think Cade Cunningham is a player we could build this team around going into the future to hopefully make the 82-0 challenge come true. It does look like we'll be rolling with a 4-star overall system proficiency, pace and space under JJ Redick. I'm now going to start simulating here until the trade deadline. We most likely will be pulling off some trades, so stay ready. I'm pulling off a trade here with the Chicago Bulls where we get ourselves the 2028 first round pick, and all we got to do is send them Caleb Houston. I'm trying to acquire ourselves some first round picks because I am planning on pulling off a pretty big trade. I've been trying to pull off some pretty big trades, but no team is down to play ball. So now I've decided we're going to be targeting a Via Zubac with the New York Knicks have currently, and we're going to be offering them Jakob Poeltl and James Wiseman and probably some first round picks. Jakob Poeltl has not been playing all so well, which is why I want to upgrade that center position, but let's start throwing in some first round picks. One first round pick does not get it done, but 2 first round picks does, so we get ourselves Zubac to be the brand new starting center. Ever since trading for Zubac, we've only lost one single game, which was to the Brooklyn Nets. I was planning on pulling off a trade to get ourselves a new starting power forward, but no team wants to play ball with us, so it looks like we will have to wait until the off season and then hopefully get ourselves a new power forward then. A few players want to sign a contract extension, and Draymond Green is on a player option, which means we'll be having to pay him $25 million unless I sign him now, so I'm going to go ahead and pay him $11.5 million. We could use that salary to trade this coming off season. I'm going to go ahead and sign Harrison Barnes on a 1-year minimum, and the same for Matisse Thybulle. At the end of this first season, Giannis Antetokounmpo goes on to win MVP. It looks like he's landed with the Brooklyn Nets, and Cooper Flagg is now with the OKC Thunder, and he wins Rookie of the Year. DeJounte Murray 6th man. Victor Wembanyama, who's currently with the Charlotte Hornets, wins Defensive Player. Quetta Most Improved. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Clutch Player of the Year with the Bucks. Jordi Fernandez wins Coach of the Year, and they also win Executive of the Year. We do get ourselves Cade Cunningham on all NBA first team. Let's see if we have any more selections, and it looks like we do not. We did end this season being the number 3 seed, winning a total of 56 games and losing only 26. We were only 2 games behind the number 1 seeded Golden State Warriors. And before we start simulating the playoffs here, let's take a look at the player stats and see how our team did. So of course the leading scorer was Cade Cunningham, averaging 29 points per game, and then we had De'Aaron Fox averaging 23 points per game. Let's go ahead and simulate past the playoffs. We don't have to simulate past each game since it is more of a 82-0 challenge, which we're trying to do in the regular season and not in the playoffs. We do end up getting eliminated in the first round by the Phoenix Suns, the Warriors taking on the Nets in the NBA Finals, and the Nets go on to win with Giannis Antetokounmpo winning Finals MVP. And Draymond Green is trying to run away and retire, but we're not going to allow that to happen. I do want something back in return for him, so we're definitely going to be trading him away and getting some assets back in return. We have the 27th overall pick in the 2026 NBA draft, and I'm going to go ahead and draft Kareem Lopez, who has a ceiling of Marquise Johnson All-Star. And now it's time for free agency. I don't believe we need to re-sign any players, and yeah, we don't. Abaji we're not bringing back, so that doesn't really matter. For players that are free agents, we do have a little bit of money we could spend, and I do want to try and bring Colin Gillespie on our team. He plays really good here in 2K Simulation, shooting 43% from the 3-point line, so I'm going to go ahead and offer him a 3-year contract, paying him $4.3 million annually. And I'm also going to try getting Mitchell Robinson on a 2-year contract where we're only paying him a minimum. Let's see if they're going to be accepting, and it looks like they will. So we do get ourselves Mitchell Robinson on a 2-year $4.8 million contract and Colin Gillespie on a 3-year $13 million contract. And now what I'm going to do here in free agency is sign a bunch of free agents, and that way we could trade these players in return for first round picks that we could use in a big trade this off season. I've successfully signed a bunch of free agents, as you guys can see, and now we're going to start trading these players away, acquire ourselves some more first round picks, some valuable first round picks hopefully, that way we could pull off some big trades. The Denver Nuggets are offering us Ryan Kalkbrenner, who I was hoping to have drafted. He's a really good rim protector, good rebounder, has a lot of potential. He's still young, 24 years old, and can hopefully develop into a good big man. So I'm going to be sending away Steven Adams and Julian Champagnie in return for Ryan Kalkbrenner and Simon Fontecchio. I want to try and bring in a new superstar on our team, and I'm targeting Anthony Edwards, who's currently playing with the Memphis Grizzlies. We're offering them De'Aaron Fox, Colin Gillespie, and probably a boatload of first-round picks. One first-rounder does not get it done, neither does two, neither does three, so it looks like this team is not budging. What if we throw in a different player? Maybe someone like Ryan Kalkbrenner, who has 2.5-star trade value, but they still decline. Okay. This is pretty huge. I went into Trade Finder and saw what the Phoenix Suns wanted in return for Chet Holmgren, and they only want De'Aaron Fox and a first-round pick, so I'm going to go ahead and pull off this trade to get ourselves a new power forward. We now need ourselves a new starting shooting guard since we traded away De'Aaron Fox, so now I'm targeting Mikal Bridges, who's playing with the Portland Trail Blazers. He's a really good defender, really good three-point shooter, and defense obviously ends up resulting in a lot more wins. So let's see what the Trailblazers say. As of right now, they decline, so let's start throwing in some first-round picks. One first-round pick does not get it done, but two first-round picks gets us Mikal Bridges. I would love to get ourselves a new backup power forward, and Josh Hart could be the perfect backup wing that we need. He can score, he can rebound, play make, and above all of that, he's a really good defender. I'm offering the Phoenix Suns a bunch of players we signed in free agency, and the Phoenix Suns do accept. Let's go. Here we are at the start of this season with our brand new 9-man rotation. The starting lineup will include Cade Cunningham, Mikal Bridges, Jaden McDaniels, Chet Holmgren, and Avia Zubac. And then off the bench we have Trey Murphy III, Andrew Nembhard, Ryan Kalkbrenner, and Josh Hart. Each player in our 9-man rotation is at 80 overall or higher. I also moved Trey Murphy III's position from shooting guard to small forward, where he's gone up a ton in overall. So let's see if we can go 82-0. I want you guys to comment down below if you guys think this team will go 82-0. Definitely think we have a chance, but let's see what happens. Let's get to simulating. Let's simulate the first week and see how we do. Please do not lose. Let's turn off this, disable the CPU trade offers. And so far we haven't lost a single game. 2 weeks without a loss, 3 weeks without a loss. Can we go 4 weeks without a loss? Let's see. Yes, we can. Okay, so we're 13-0 as of right now. We haven't lost a single game, and things have been going pretty perfect as of right now. But let's see if we can continue this. Now we're 16-0. Let's go. Let's see how our players are doing so far. And Cade Cunningham's averaging 31 points per game and 11 rebounds. Mikal Bridges is nearly averaging 20 points. Jaden McDaniels 10 points. Chet Holmgren 23 and 10. Zubac 11 and 11. Trey Murphy's balling out as our 6th man, dropping 16 points per game on 50, 40, 90 shooting splits. Nembhard's doing his thing. Every player on our team is literally doing their thing. For some reason, Ryan Kalkbrenner is not rim protecting as I would like him to. So let me go change his block tendencies and then we'll advance. And now I understand why the 82-0 challenge is so hard. It's really nervous going 16-0 and hopefully not losing another game. And we're still not losing. We're 20-0, 21. The streak continues, 23-0. Let's continue simulating all the way until January 27th. Can we go undefeated? We do end up winning the NBA Cup with Cade Cunningham winning NBA Cup MVP. We're almost 30-0. Yes, we are. We probably have the best defense in the league as well as the best offense. Oh my god. We end up losing here to the Miami Heat by one single point, 126 to 127. Oh god. We almost had them, but it looks like we do end up falling short sadly. They outscored us in the 3rd quarter by 10 points, which led to us losing by one single point. And that truly sucks. It would be insane if we end up going 81-1. And of course, as soon as I say that, we end up falling short to the Dallas Mavericks by 20 points. Who does this team have for them to defeat us like this? And it looks like they only have Tyrese Haliburton, Jimmy Butler. Well, they have an alright team. Their bench unit, let's check it out. So yeah, they're not too bad of a team, but they are the number 5 seed. And we forgot to see who the Miami Heat have, because this was the first team to defeat us, and it looks like they have themselves Scotty Barnes, Karl Anthony Towns, Benedict Mathurin, Nah, and Yegor Demin. Their bench unit is pretty stacked as well. They are the number 2 seed from the looks of things. And all that means is we're going to have to try and upgrade this team even more, either at the trade deadline or the off season. We are scoring 131 points per game, allowing only 110. It looks like we're not the best defensive team in the league, which is maybe a big reason why we lost 2 games so far. Because our offense is the number 1 offense, but it looks like our defense definitely needs to be upgraded. And we are the best 3-point shooting team as well. We are stopped here at the trade deadline, and currently we've lost 3 games. We're 49-3. I am planning on upgrading a position, but I want to see something first. So let's go here to player stats, go to the estimated wins column. Where is that exactly? Let me figure it out. Okay, so here it is, estimated wins added. So as you guys can see, this basically estimates how many wins a player has added to our team. And in our rotation, Jaden McDaniels has estimated wins added only 0.5, which is the lowest on our team, and he's in our starting lineup, so I think we're going to have to upgrade that small forward position. To upgrade the small forward position, I'm targeting Scotty Barnes, who's playing with the Miami Heat. We also have to give up a bunch of players who weren't really a part of our rotation anyway, so that does not bother me at all. This is to make the salaries match, but we basically will be giving up Jaden McDaniels, the only player here that's in our rotation, in return for Scotty Barnes. And they do decline this trade, so let's throw in a first round pick and see if this gets done. Yes, it does. So we get ourselves Scotty Barnes as a brand new starting small forward. This is what the new rotation will be looking like. I did change Scotty Barnes' position from power forward to small forward, where he's jumped up to a 90 overall. Now I believe we're going to be even better than we were before. Scotty Barnes is one of the best defenders in the league, plus he can score about 18 points per game. He's a good playmaker and a pretty good rebounder as well. Now I'll see you guys at the end of this season. And ever since we traded for Scotty Barnes, we've only lost 1 single game, and that was to the Washington Wizards. We lost by 1 single point. Let's see who they have. So they have Trae Young, Jalen Tyson, and Nikola Jokic, which is probably why we lost, but they were the number 9 seed. Let's go ahead and end off this season with a 78-4 record, and Cade Cunningham wins MVP, averaging a 29-point double-double. Boozer Rookie of the Year, Murray 6-man, Wemby Defensive Player, Yegor Demin, Shea, JJ Redick, and Lucas. We end up winning Executive of the Year. We do get Cade Cunningham All NBA First Team, and it looks like that will be it for awards, but we do also get Chet Holmgren on All Defensive First Team. We ended this season being the number 1 seed, winning a total of 78 wins and only losing 4 games. I did think we could have won 82-0, but maybe if we pulled off the Scotty Barnes trade beforehand, that could have been possible, but it is what it is. Let's go ahead and simulate past the playoffs and see what happens here. The playoffs, once again, don't really matter much for us, but we haven't lost a single game here in the playoffs. Can we go undefeated here? And we do end up losing 1 game to the Brooklyn Nets, but we end up winning the championship with Cade winning Finals MVP. We've just ended up with a 2nd overall pick via Philadelphia. I did not even think we had ourselves any first round picks. I thought we traded them all away, but it looks like we had 1 first round pick remaining, and that ended up being the number 2 overall pick. I will be trying to upgrade our head coach position, so I'm going to go ahead and fire JJ Redick, and then we're going to offer contracts to Michael Stauffer, $12.3 million. Mazzulla, let's offer him the max as well. And then we'll do the same for Jason Kidd, and whichever one of the 3 decides to accept will be our new head coach. And it looks like we're going to be getting Joe Mazzulla, but you know what? Actually, yeah, we're going to go ahead and sign Joe Mazzulla. Well, actually, if we're trying to go 82-0, I think Michael Stauffer will be the better head coach. He has 100 overall in head coaching, a bunch of legend and gold badges, so let's go ahead and take Michael Stauffer instead. For the 2027 NBA draft, what we're going to do with our 2nd overall pick, we're going to go ahead and draft a player and then use that player and another player that we have on our team as well to go get ourselves a better player. And I just said player like 100 times, but you guys know what I'm saying. So let's go to the NBA draft and see which player we could select here. The Utah Jazz have the 1st overall pick and they take Tyrone Stokes. Let's see which players we can take here. And if I'm being honest, I don't know much about the 2027 NBA draft class, but here it says Christian Collins is second SN rank and 2K rank, plus he has the highest overall, so we're going to go ahead and draft him. We will be trading him anyways, so that's a player we're going to be drafting as of right now. Good thing we drafted Christian Collins. He is the second highest overall behind Tyrone Stokes, sitting at a 78. I will be picking up the team option on Ryan Kalkbrenner and Josh Hart. We could probably waive Josh Hart and get him for cheaper in free agency, but I do think we could use his $22 million salary to go get ourselves a better player. And I just threw Mikal Bridges and Christian Collins in Trade Finder, and we can get ourselves VJ Edgecombe, who's already an 85 overall, and he's only going to continue progressing and getting better. This past season, he was averaging 16 points per game on 50, 40, 75 shooting splits. We also get Miles Turner, who we could use in a trade this offseason as well. So we're going to acquire VJ Edgecombe to be the brand new starting shooting guard. And I've came up with a plan. This coming season, we're going to be running a 10-man rotation, so I'm going to pull off one final trade, sending away Miles Turner, Josh Hart, and 2 first-round picks in return for Jalen Tyson and Aaron Gordon. We're going to run Jalen Tyson as a backup shooting guard and have Aaron Gordon be the backup power forward. Here we are at the start of this season with our brand new 10-man rotation. As I said earlier, we will be running with a 10-man rotation instead of a 9-man. In the starting lineup, we're going to have Cade Cunningham, VJ Edgecombe, Scotty Barnes, Chet Holmgren, and Avia Zubac. And then off the bench, we have Trey Murphy III, Ryan Kalkbrenner, Andrew Nembhard, Aaron Gordon, and Jalen Tyson. And I can't lie right now, I'm hella nervous at this moment. Let's see how this first week ends up going. We have 4 games in the first week and we end up winning all 4. Can we also win every game in the second week? Yes, we can. What about the third week? And so far, we are 12-0. And oh god, of course, we lose in the 4th week to the San Antonio Spurs by 5 points. They have themselves Nikola Jokic. Somehow, Jokic ended up with the Spurs. Last season, he beat us with the Washington Wizards, and this season, he beats us with the San Antonio Spurs. And maybe running a 10-man rotation was not the right thing to do, because we've lost our second game now against the New Orleans Pelicans. And last season, I believe we were 30-0 before we lost a single game, but this time around, we've lost 2 games already. So I'm going to shrink this rotation down to a 9-man, and then we'll see if we do any better. That way we can improve next season, and then hopefully go 82-0 next time around. I'm stopped here at the trade deadline, and I will be trading away Jalen Tyson as well as Duncan Robinson in return for Cedric Coward, and we also get ourselves a 2030 first-round pick. Jalen Tyson has fallen out of our rotation, so there's no reason on keeping him, plus he's on an expiring contract, whereas Cedric Coward still has a team option remaining. So I'm going to go ahead and pull off this trade. I'm here at the end of this season, we have 1 game remaining, and I wanted to let you guys know something. So ever since we traded for Cedric Coward at the trade deadline, we have not lost a single game. We've been rolling with a 9-man rotation, playing Cedric Coward 19 minutes. First we were playing Aaron Gordon, but I switched him out for Cedric Coward. And ever since then, we haven't lost a single game. Now we're about to end this season 78-4. Cade Cunningham with a back-to-back MVP, Stokes Rookie of the Year, AJ DeBonsa 6-man, Wemby DPOY, Cam Whitmore wins Most Improved, Tatum Clutch Player, Michael Stopper Coach of the Year, and we also win Executive. And of course, we get the MVP, Cade Cunningham on All-NBA First Team. Let's see if we have any more All-NBA selections. We also got Chet Holmgren on All-NBA Third Team. And something I forgot to mention is now Chet Holmgren is the highest overall player on our team. He has passed Cade Cunningham this past off season, so now he's a 96 overall. We also get Chet on All Defensive First Team, and it looks like that will be it for awards. We did end the season being the number 1 seed, winning a total of 78 games and losing only 4. I do wish we traded for Cedric Coward earlier, but it is what it is. We ended the season 78-4. Hopefully next season we're able to go 82-0. Let's see if we can win a back-to-back championship. We are in the NBA Finals. We did end up losing 1 game here to the New Orleans Pelicans, and we do end up sweeping the Pistons to win the championship with Chet Holmgren winning Finals MVP. And for this offseason, I have a huge trade idea in mind, which I'll show you guys here in a second. And this here is the massive trade that I was talking about. We're going to try pulling off a huge trade with the Minnesota Timberwolves that will land us Evan Mobley. We can have Evan Mobley be our starting center, or we could change Chet Holmgren's position to make him the starting center. But I'm offering the Minnesota Timberwolves Zubac, Aaron Gordon for Mobley, and as of right now they decline, so let's start throwing in some first round picks. One first round pick does not get it done, neither does two. What about 3 first round picks lands us Evan Mobley on the Lakers? Here we are at the start of this season with our brand new rotation, and I believe this will be the final season I do this challenge, and I do think this team has a chance of pulling it off. Every player in our starting lineup is a 90 overall or higher. We have ourselves Cade Cunningham, VJ Edgecombe, Scotty Barnes, Chet Holmgren, and Evan Mobley. And off the bench we have Trey Murphy III, Ryan Kalkbrenner, Cedric Coward, and Andrew Nembhard. Now let's see if we can go 82-0. This got me super nervous. I've never been as nervous as I am making this video right now. Let's go ahead and simulate the first week. We do end up winning all 3 of the games in the first week, almost scoring 140 points in each of those games. The second week we also win every single game. We win every game in the third week, and currently we are 9-0. Can we make that a 12-0? Yes, we can. We scored 150 points here against the 76ers. Hopefully we can keep this streak going throughout the 5th week. Let's see what happens. 4 games in this week, and we do end up losing to the San Antonio Spurs, and of course it's Nikola Jokic for the 3rd time destroying our streak. I don't know if he destroyed our streak the last 2 times, but I do know we've lost to him in every season of this video. And we ended up losing by 8 points. Our defense was not on point. We allowed Nikola Jokic to score 28 points and a boatload of their players in double-digit scoring. That truly sucks, but it is what it is. I tried my best, built an elite team here with the Lakers, but sadly we were not able to get the job done. We do end up winning the NBA Cup, with Cade Cunningham winning NBA Cup MVP, but now let's see if we can win ourselves a championship in the playoffs. I believe we won a championship each season of this video, so let's see if we can keep at least that streak going. There's 1 game remaining of this season, and we have not lost a single game ever since December 13th. In the first few months we lost 3 games. After that we've been undefeated. I'm not sure why this team couldn't pull it off earlier. I guess the chemistry was being built, but it looks like we will end this season being 79-3, and that's exactly what we do, with Cade Cunningham winning his 3rd MVP in a row. Taylor Rookie of the Year, Murray 6th Man, Victor Wembanyama Defensive Player. There are the rest of the awards. Our coach does win Coach of the Year, and we win Executive. We do get Cade Cunningham on All NBA First Team. We get Chet on All NBA Second Team, and Evan Mobley on All NBA Third Team. We also get ourselves Evan Mobley and Chet Holmgren both on All Defensive First Team. It does truly suck we weren't able to go 82-0, but it is what it is. At least we tried our best, we built ourselves an amazing team, but sadly we were not able to do it this time around. Hopefully in the next 82-0 challenge we're able to do so. But I do think we could have pulled it off, honestly. I'm not sure why we lost those 3 games in the first few months. After that we did not lose a single game. But let's see if we can win ourselves another championship. We do end up sweeping the LA Clippers. Can we sweep the OKC Thunder? Yes, we can. What about the Golden State Warriors, who have themselves Dylan Harper, Thompson, Jalen Johnson, and Jalen Duren? And we also end up sweeping them with Cade Cunningham, Western Conference Finals MVP, Devin Booker, Eastern Conference Finals MVP, and we're taking on the Orlando Magic. And it looks like the Orlando Magic have themselves Topic, Devin Booker, Bryce, Jeremy Sohan, and Derek Queen, and this will be their bench unit. I do think we can sweep them, and yes we do, so we don't lose ourselves a single game here in the playoffs and win the Los Angeles Lakers another championship, with Cade Cunningham winning Finals MVP. And here are the player stats if you guys were interested in the playoffs. Our leading scorer was Chet Holmgren, averaging a 27-point double-double. Cade Cunningham was averaging a 24-point double-double. And now that's going to be it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please make sure to smash that thumbs up button, and also subscribe if you're new. It really does support me out a ton, supports out my videos, so please hit that subscribe button. Until next time, it's your boy Dragon, and I'm out. Peace.